Okay, there we go. So good morning, everyone. As I said at the beginning, I'm on my holidays, so the background is different and I'm not quite as formal in my dress sense today, but I am in the New Forest enjoying a walking holiday with a girlfriend, and it's freezing cold, so I'm sitting here all muffled up. If you were with us last week, you'll remember I was doing the AABBCC of mindfulness, and we got as far as the B, and then we ran out of time, and I said that I would finish it today. So this is the concluding part of last week, and the video for last week is available on YouTube. But I'd like to just do a quick recap on the AABB before we get into the CC. So the two A's were automatic and awareness. And the two B's were bull in a china shop and breath. And I'll just quickly recap on what I mean by that. So both being on automatic and being a bull in a china shop are associated with what we call the doing mode. The doing mode is where we're all in our head and we're always in the future or we're always in the past. So the doing mode is when we are planning, where we are rushing, where we are going from item to item, and we're kind of losing our mind, if you like, you know, because our mind is not here. Our mind is on doing. This is also when we're trying to problem solve, fix things, get things sorted, change the direction of our life. So there is nothing wrong with being on automatic, and there is nothing wrong with being a bull in a china shop, all this doing. What is unhelpful, though, is to do too much of that. You know, if we're too much in the future or if we are too much in the past, then we're not here for us to show up in our lives. So it's really just a matter of too much automatic or too much bull in a china shop. And so the antidotes, or the way in which we come up to the other side of the scale, is by turning on our attention, turning on our awareness, and turning our attention to our breath. So attention and breath can only exist in this moment. We can only attend to this cup of coffee. We can only attend to this breath, so we can be aware of those things only in the present moment. So our breath cannot exist in the past. Our breath cannot exist in the future. So these two, awareness and breath, are a way of coming back to the present moment. And if you don't think, if breath isn't very helpful, so for example, if you're asthmatic or if you've had COVID or something makes you feel uncomfortable about the breath, you can change the breath to body. You know, being present, physically present in your body is the other B that you might consider. So today we're moving to the C and the C. So on this side, we've got control, and on this side, we've got curiosity. When we are mindless, when we have lost our mind, it is often because we want to plan and what we're doing, or problem solve. So what we're actually doing is we're trying to control. We're having a sense that our life is out of control, that we're being buffeted about, we are not the master of our own destiny. You know, it's not us driving our life, but events and situations are taking over. And so a lot of our time, a lot of our energy can be about fixing things, controlling things, making things work out our way. And so our mind has a real tendency, either by looking back or looking forward, to try to control. So obviously looking back, what we're trying to do is we're trying to, if you like, rewrite history. You know, we're looking back saying, what are the lessons I can learn? You know, what should I have done differently? I'll never do that again. So that sort of sense of, you know, the past isn't what we want it to be. So we agitate over the past and try and, you know, see what we can use from our past to make our future better. And the other thing we do is we go into the future and we say, oh, there's a black cloud on the horizon. And then, you know, oh, I need to take a raincoat. I need to take an umbrella. You know, I need to take an extra, you know, woolly jumper or whatever. So we're constantly planning for the black cloud that is on the horizon. And just in the same way as we said with automatic and with bull in a china shop, there's nothing wrong with being in control. You know, none of us would have a career, none of us would have an education, none of us would have a driver's license, none of us would have, you know, some of the basic things in our lives if we weren't in control, if we weren't exercising some agency and, you know, shaping our own lives. But again, just as we said with automatic and bull in a china shop, too much of it is really unhelpful. It will drive us mad. You know, if we're trying to control everything in our lives, it is firstly impossible. And secondly, we are not, we're not gods, you know, we're not omnipotent. So we may be controlling something which, if we had let it happen, would have turned out to have a better outcome than the control that we had. And I read a post on LinkedIn yesterday where this lady said she was made redundant. She was very worried about money. She was very unhappy. In the end, because she was so desperate, she joined Tesco's and she was putting groceries on the shelves. You know, she was doing the lowest menial job she could imagine, and she was so embarrassed that her life had come to this. And then obviously the story turns out, and she's now a writer. She's now got a new partner, and she finishes by saying, you know, she was just so grateful to Tesco's for giving her the chance. And all these opportunities opened up for her because of that job at Tesco's. Yet, obviously, if she had had control of her life, she would not have chosen that direction. And as a result, the career and the life that she is living now would not be available to her. So, you know, we are busy trying to control things because we think we know what's in our best interest. And sometimes we don't. Sometimes we do, but sometimes we just don't. So the other side, and the mindful approach, is curiosity, and to look at a situation with openness and interest and a desire to explore possibilities, a desire to explore what could we make of this, what could happen, what is possible. And to bring this curiosity to a whole range of situations, and to bring this curiosity to a whole range of relationships. And it's that we're going to work on and investigate in our practice today. So automatic to awareness, bull in a china shop to breath or to body, and control to curiosity. So this side, awareness, breath, body, and curiosity, the ABCs, these are the ABCs of mindfulness. And I don't want to demonize being on automatic, being a bull in a china shop and having control, but just to realize that this limits our life, this limits our ability to be fully present in this moment. And so a bit less of this and a bit more of that is kind of really helpful if we're going to flourish, if we're going to grow, develop, be healthy and happy. So I'm going to stop the recording now. And what